Hi. Happy Sunday. Happy 24-hour readathon Sunday. Happy buzzword challenge. So we're starting this video on a high already. I've already finished the first book for this video. I'm so sorry for no updates or check-ins. I started it last night when I was done for the day. And I decided I'll go lay in bed and listen to this audiobook. And then I'll I filmed this angle so you could see him, but he's gone. Anyway. I decided, I was like, okay, let's... I don't know how to put it into words. Let's listen to this audiobook. I'll set an hour sleep timer. I'll listen and then I'll just go to sleep afterwards. Well, the first hour went by and I was like, oh, no. One more. Not tired. So I listened to another hour. And then I still wasn't tired. Keep in mind, I think I went to bed around 11 or 12. I think it was 11. So yeah, I went to bed like 11:30ish and decided to listen to this audiobook. I was just not tired. I don't know if it was the caffeine earlier in the day at work. I don't know if it was just me. I don't know. But I managed to stay up until 5:30 in the morning listening to this book. I listened to all but the last 2 chapters before falling asleep. I can't explain why this happened. I don't know what happened. I don't know what came over me. I just fell into the story. I was listening to the audiobook. I was resting my eyes. I was picturing the entire book the whole time it was being read to me. Not all good. And yeah, I just laid in bed. I was cackling. I was laughing. I was having a great time. I was emotional at times. It threw me through a loop. I listened to Black Sunshine by Karina Hale. Is this vampire erotica? Yeah, did I know that? Absolutely not. This is the full moon book club pick. Read a book for the month. Oh God, words. This is the full moon book club read for February. So I was like, cool, I'll read it with my buzzword reading challenge because I only had 1 book planned. So I was like, cool, I'll do 2 books. It'll be great. And then I listened to the whole thing last night. Austin, gone. So it was just me, and I just laid there in bed listening all night long. The whole night. I don't know who I am, but let's talk about the plot, shall we? So this is following our main character, Lenora. And again, this is a vampire book. So standards, vampire book, okay? Let's remember that. This is kind of like an urban fantasy. It's set in modern times. It talks about Teslas and TikTok and like what's going on and where we are. It takes place in the Bay Area, which was cool. And basically she on her 21st birthday gets kidnapped. Or just before her 21st birthday. She goes to a college party with her best friend and her best friend's roommate. So we're following our main character, Lenora, and she is approaching her 21st birthday. And like a couple days before, I want to say, she goes out to celebrate, sort of, with her best friend, Elle, and Elle's roommate, whose name I don't remember. And she gets kidnapped. And then as her 21st birthday approaches, she starts to turn into a vampire. Because in this world, vampires are born naturally, like vampires mate and have a vampire baby. And then on their 21st birthday, they turn into a vampire. Men turn into vampires at the age of 35, And if you're non-binary, it's in between 21 and 35, depending. So she is turning into a vampire and has been kidnapped to forego this transformation. Apparently, a very large portion of this. So yeah, her stalker kidnaps her, and then her stalker, who, spoiler alert, is a vampire, is there for her transformation, which causes her to be so horny. And like 5 chapters in or something like that, like it's early on. There's a different vampire named Wolf who has sex with her for 2 days, basically, before she enters the bloodlust phase of her transformation. So you can maybe imagine me laying in bed not knowing what I'm getting into, not knowing that this was a dark fantasy romance, and I'm just laying there, and all of a sudden, shit's going down, and I'm like, oh, we're just going for it. It's graphic. It tells you everything you know a lot. Yeah. And then, she is transforming. She is a very, like, special gal. I don't know. Okay, cool. I didn't want to spoil something, so I just read the summary really quick. But she is special for a different reason that you later learn. And basically, the main dude, the love interest, who has a dumb name, Absalon, I believe. They call him Salon. It's, in the audiobook, his name sounds a lot nicer than just Salon, but I'm pretty sure that was it. And he throws a party once she's a bit more controlled and is going to auction her off. And so basically, we get to hang out with her while she goes through this new world, trying to figure stuff out. There's a lot of plot to this. Granted, the plot was not fully fleshed out. There is a sequel, it's a duology. And then there's a spin-off with a different character. But I think for what this book was, the sex is whatever. Like, if you like erotica, this was great. You'll enjoy it. There were times where I was like, ooh, cool. I don't read erotica, just to throw it out there. I don't really read much romance. I used to read Wattpad though, so like I'm not super uncomfortable by it, but I was sitting there every once in a while like, yee. And then other times I was like, okay, cool. And then other times I was cackling. So there was a lot of emotions happening. There were points where I got really sad. I understand the romance between the main characters, and I'm not in a disapproving, I don't feel disapprovement. I don't dislike them together. I think it works. I like the dynamics. It is a little bit toxic because vampires are really territorial, which is fine. Like, I love Twilight, so I can't judge a vampire book for being a vampire book. But yeah, I personally think that the chemistry Lenora had with Wolf was better. Granted, still a little bit uncomfortable with how that scene played out because she was transforming, so she wasn't really herself, and the situation was just kind of weird, and so consensual, but also like a little bit gray. Anyway, I really liked Wolf's character. I thought he was fantastic. I'm pretty sure he's the spin-off character, so I'm slightly intrigued. I think I will continue with the series. We'll talk about that more in a little bit, but back to Wolf. I liked his character a lot. He had a lot more of like this warm, likable, boyish feel to him, so I just preferred him. I'm a Taylor Lautner girl. I am Team Jacob. Don't at me. Don't come for me. That's just my preference, okay? I like the warm, nice guys. But yeah, so I read that all last night. I don't know how I did it. Unfortunately, the duology, like the second book in the series, is not available yet for audiobook, and neither is the spin-off, which is fine. I don't know if this is a series that I want to physically own because I don't see a reread value in it. I thought the plot was a little bit predictable. I think the plot took a little more of a backseat to obviously this being a fantasy romance, dark romance. So that's going to be your forefront, which is totally fine. I'm cool with the subplot happening. Or the plot being the subplot and the romance being the main plot. Anyway, I was intrigued with the story progression and where it was going. Hence why I'm debating picking up the second one, because I do think it could go somewhere. The second book is shorter. But yeah, I don't know. I liked it. I gave it 4 stars. Yeah, I don't know. I do not know. I can't explain anything. Nothing makes sense to me anymore. I'm not surprised that I liked a dark romance because, again, I grew up on Wattpad, but I haven't read one in a very long time. It's fine. So yeah, that was the first book for this video. In a very long way to talk about my feelings because I'm still processing what I did. It's Sunday, so this is absolutely kicking me in the butt because I didn't go to sleep until 5:30 and then woke up at like 6:30, 7:30, one of those two. Listened to the last 2 chapters, started watching Jan's video because she did the book club live show. So yeah, I'm shocked with myself for reading that. I still am processing. I don't know how to feel, but I'll leave that link below if you want to check that out. So yeah, that's the start of this video. Next up on the agenda, this is the last book that I'm going to read today, which shouldn't take me too long. But I did have a pretty late start to the day. Like, started watching YouTube seriously at my desk at 12:30, ate lunch at 1:30, took a shower, and now it's 3:40 and I'm updating you guys. So the day's going very well. Thank you for asking. But next on the agenda is the actual buzzword prompt for February, which is pronouns. For this, I've chosen Follow Me to Ground by Sue Rainsford. I talked about this in my buzzword reading, my buzzword TBR. Wow, I'm losing it, guys. I'll be gone soon. But this is the book that I'm going to be focusing on. This is a fantasy, horror, magical realism horror. I believe, from what I can remember, her and her father live in like this village or outside the village and bury people to heal them, I think. Again, once I know more, I will update you more on the plot, but that's what I'm going in with for now. That's what I think I know. So those are the reading plans for today. I have some YouTube things to do as always. I don't know what else I'm planning to do today. But yeah, that's my update for you guys. Welcome to this video. What a chaotic start. This is probably the strangest setup I've ever done. I have my phone flashlight flashing on me so that my camera can record my face and you guys can actually see. But today I discovered that there is a encore, an epilogue. Today I learned that A Dowry of Blood has an epilogue. It's 14 pages. It's on a website posted by St. Gibson. I will link it down below for you if you want to give it a read. I want to record myself reading it because I'm emotional just by the first part of it. So, we're gonna read this. This was not a part of the plans. I am hoping to read Follow Me to Ground after this, but it's 14 pages, so I'm just throwing it in here because I really need to read it. It's really important to me. Hinata sees her shadow and she's confused what's going on. Such a deep love for these characters. I don't want this to be the end, but it's the end of these characters. She's not gonna write them anymore. But I'm happy they're together again and everything's good. Hurts my heart. I don't know why I care so much about these three characters, but like they have this like they have my heart. They literally like it causes me so much pain. I love them so much. Okay, hey. No. Hey? Maybe? This is low quality video. Terrible lighting all around. I'm not interested in turning light on, but I'm trying to make you see me better, so like I have my iPad to like light my face. We'll pretend this is a vibe, okay? Like it's a vibe. I'm halfway through Follow Me to Ground. How do they summarize this book? Let's see. This is a feminist fiction, magical realism. Seethingly assured, like all best horror, Follow Me to Ground is an impressive balance between judicial withholding and unnerving reveals. Okay. But what is it about? You've never encountered a father-daughter story like Rainford's slim debut. Ada, I think the audiobook says Ada. Ada and her father, touched by the power to heal illness, live on the edge of a village where they help sick locals, the Cures, by cracking open their damaged bodies or temporarily burying them in the reviving dangerous ground nearby. Ada, being both more and less than human, is mostly uninterested in the Cures until she meets a man named Samson. They quickly strike up an affair. Soon Ada is torn between her old ways of life and new possibilities with her lover. Eventually, she comes to a decision that will forever change Samson, the town, and the ground itself. Visceral in its descriptions, this unworldly story is a well-crafted and eerie exploration of desire, beautiful and intoxicating. I hope that you could take something away from that. I hope you learned a little bit more about this plot, maybe. What am I reading? I don't know if I'm smart enough to grasp this book. Like, I understand just fine, but I also am so confused. If you are not into slight sexy scenes, this might not be for you. And if you are not into pregnancy conversations, you probably want to skip this one because there's 2 pregnant women. And she's like constantly having to help them and like put them to sleep and heal them and look at their babies and so on. And it's a lot of the conversations. I don't know what's going on between Samson and Olivia. Olivia? Samson's sister. I don't remember if that's her name or not. That might be a different character. Either way, I don't know what's going on with them. I'm so scared of conversations of incest happening. I don't know where it's going. It's so weird though. Like, she's having this sexual relationship with Samson, and so they sneak out all the time. Her dad's kind of against it. She was born from the ground. Like, it's so weird. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't think I'm smart enough, but I have the last hour, so I'm going to power through this, listen to it, read it, and I will come back to you with my thoughts at 9:30 when I finish this book and all of my confusion. Okay, I'll see you then, because I don't know what more to say. I don't know what I just read. I finished Follow Me to Ground. What is this? Okay, so I will not have cohesive thoughts. One, I'm tired and it's kind of late. Two, I don't understand anything. Being entirely honest. The plot was what the plot is. I don't want to spoil it because it's a novella, so I can't really go in depth of, like, the stuff that happens later on. But, like, the ending didn't really explain a whole lot. It's very open. It's very metaphorical. It's got, like, this weird hypnotic writing to it. Like, you are just so invested, but you don't know what you're invested in. You don't know why you care. You don't know these characters. You're only, like, kind of aware of the plot of, like, these healers who are healing the human because they're not human, and they do it in, like, a very weird, grotesque, weird way. I don't know. Don't know how to process this. I have no idea how to process this book. I don't know what I just read. Like, I understand the premise, I understand the ending. I didn't like where it went, but I understood it. I knew that was gonna happen. I just didn't want it to happen. But, like, maybe this book was just, like, too metaphorical, too lyrical for me, because I just was a bit confused. But the writing is so beautiful that I'm like, it's fine if I don't understand it, because at least it was pretty, right? Maybe? I don't know. I really do not know. So, on that note, thanks for watching. I'm gonna call this good. I did it. I finished my books. I have no idea what I'm going to rate Follow Me to Ground. So, we'll talk more about it in my quarterly wrap-up when I know what the hell is going on in my head. I'll go read a bunch of reviews. I don't know. So, yeah, that's it. I gotta go. I'm gonna go to sleep. I thank you guys for watching and hanging out. This was a weird mess of a buzzword 24-hour reading challenge, readathon I did. I don't know what's going on. But I'm gonna go to sleep. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Go read Follow Me to Ground by Sue Rainsworth, and we can talk about it, because I need someone to talk to about this. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Goodbye, good night. See you guys soon. Bye!